Is AI making your business more complicated? Well, it's probably not the AI, but it's probably actually your systems. You're trying to automate a process that was already broken. A lot of service business owners are trying to use AI to fix their admin and other parts of their system like customer support and operations. But AI does not magically understand your business. It has no idea how you quote, what a qualified lead is, customers that should get follow-ups, and exactly what done properly means to you, unless you teach it. And you can't teach AI a process that your own team cannot clearly explain. That's why AI doesn't often remove the mess, it just makes the mess a lot faster. Bill Gates says that, and it's typical here, inefficient systems, when you put automation into it, will just magnify the inefficiency. And it's the same for good systems with good automation policy and a good system baseline. The problem nowadays is that a lot of companies don't have their operational nature dialed in before they add automation. And my theory is this is why 80% of enterprise projects actually fail. Because people are running to the hills to get their AIs thrown into their company without a strong foundation for AI. Let's use the example of a plumber. So a plumber business gets a website inquiry at 8:30, which simply says, hot water system's broken, I need help. So the lead will go to an inbox where nobody reads it until the next morning. The admin person may reply, but they don't know what the customer's suburb is, what the hot water system looks like, and whether it's urgent or if the customer has photos. So they send a follow-up for more information. And the customer won't reply because they've started their day, they're on with their day. And by lunchtime, they've already called up and booked with another customer, another plumber. And that business didn't lose that job because they didn't have AI, but they lost it because their process and their systems weren't right. Now imagine the owner says, let's add an instant follow-up email, whether that's through an AI agent or through just a regular system, which says, what's wrong with it? You have photos, and just prods that customer for a lot more information, which keeps them engaged in that plumber's flow. But we should ask ourselves as well, who should be notified by this? What is classified as urgent? What suburb is our main area? And when should we stop messaging as the AI agent and hand it over to a person? If none of that's definitely clear, AI will just guess. And more often than not, when it guesses, it gets it wrong. Now, yes, AI is just one big guessing algorithm, but the idea is that the more structured the input data is, the more structured the output data will actually be. And this is why business systems matter. A system is a simple way the work moves through your business. A lead comes in, a customer books, a quote gets requested, jobs are created, when payments fail, a review needs to be requested. Each of those moments needs to be classified as a trigger within your business. And every trigger needs a clear process behind it. So what happens first? Who's involved? What information is required? Where does it go? What decisions are there? And what happens next? And how do we know it's complete? Really, that is system design. You're taking the process out of your head and turning it into something that your team, your tools, and eventually AI can actually follow up with. The easiest way to break down a system is into 5 parts: outcomes, steps, inputs, owner, and rules. Now first we have our outputs. So this is system design. You're taking the process out of your head and turning it into something that your team, your tools, and eventually AI can actually follow. The easiest way to break a system down is into 5 parts. And this is imperative for an efficient, functional business and how it works best. Outcome, steps, input, owners, and rules. Now first, outcome. What is the process supposed to achieve? Don't say improve sales. That's just way too vague. You need to be more specific. Every new inquiry gets contacted within 10 minutes and either booked, quoted, or marked as not a fit. Now that's an outcome. Don't say improve customer service. We need to say every customer gets a booking confirmation, a job reminder, a completion message, and a review request. These are valid outcomes. AI works much better when the target is incredibly specific. And second, we have steps. Map what actually happens from start to finish. Not the whole company, just the messy bit. Where are jobs getting dropped? Where are the leads getting cold? Customers chasing you? Where is the owner still being pulled into everything? That's where you start. For the plumbing business, the steps might be: inquiry comes in, customer details are captured, urgency checked, service area confirmed, the lead is assigned, customer gets a response, job booked, notes created, technician notified, customer gets an update. That's the path. If you can't map the path, you can't automate the path. It's quite a simple equation. Third is our inputs. What information does the process need to work? For a hot water inquiry, you need the customer's name, phone number, suburb, issue type, the kind of urgency involved, any photos they might have, a preferred time, and maybe whether that system is gas or electric. And without that, everything will slow down. The admin person has to chase, the technician gets an incomplete notes, customer waits, and the owner gets dragged back in. AI can help collect and organize information, but only if the business knows what information matters. The fourth bit is our owner, or who is accountable for it. Every step needs a responsible person, not the team or admin, not we'll handle it. It's one owner. So if everybody owns the lead, no one owns the lead. That's not management, that's just wishful thinking in a polo shirt. If a new inquiry comes in, who is responsible for the first response? If a quote's sent, who follows up? If a customer says yes, who moves the job into a delivery phase? If the job is finished, who sends the invoice and asks for the review? AI reminds people, assigns tasks, and flags delays, but it can't fix vague accountability. Rules. Number 5, we have rules. Rules are the decisions inside the process. What makes a lead urgent? How is it qualified? When do we send a quote? What about follow-ups? How do we escalate to the owner? When is the job complete? What about reviews? This is where AI becomes genuinely useful, because once the rules are clear, AI has something to follow. Back to the plumbing example. The fixed system looks like this. The inquiry form captures the right information, the lead goes straight into the CRM, systems are tagged, hot water issue and urgent, owner or admin notified, customer instantly receives a message. We've got your request. Based on the issue, we'll confirm availability for tomorrow morning. Please keep your phone nearby. Now, AI can support the process. It can summarize the inquiry, check the suburb against the service area. It can draft the first response. It can prepare job notes, remind the team, and suggest the best question. Is it a gas or electric, as an example? It updates the CRM, triggers a follow-up. But notice that order. AI only works because the system is already clear. The form is clear. CRM stage is clear. The person who owns that logic, it's very clear. The response time is clear. Next steps are clear. And that's the difference between adding an AI tool and building a business that AI can actually help with. So before you ask, what AI tool should I use? A much better question is, but notice the order. Because once the rules are clear, AI has something to follow. The fixed system looks kind of like this table above. We have our lead intakes, form captures, structured past inputs, urgency check, first engagement, and handoff and schedule. When we have that clearly listed, they're all structurally done. So it's like a checklist then. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it clearly knows who and what it needs to send the information to. When we clear everything up, when the form is clear, when the CRM stage is clear, when it's clear who the owner is, response times, and the next step. That's the difference between adding an AI tool and building a business that AI can actually help. So before you ask, what AI tool should I use? A much better question is, what process in my business needs to be clearer? Where do leads come from? Where do they go? Who owns them? What information do we need? What happens next? Those questions are not as exciting as a new AI tool, but they are the questions that make AI tools much more effective. Because once the process is clear, AI actually becomes useful. This is where it can draft quotes, summarize calls, send follow-ups, update CRMs, and remind your team of what's happened. But it can only do those things when it's properly in the system is making sense. AI doesn't replace a good system, it amplifies them. So if your system's really good, AI will amplify it and increase your output massively. But if your system is crap, you're just going to get even better crap, which is where we are. So if your systems aren't good, start with them. Fix them up first and build a better future for you and your team. Thanks for watching, guys, and there's more to come like this, so stick around and I appreciate your time. Thank you.